Hi Sam,
Hi.
good to have coffee with you.
Hi, yes, mine.
So tell me something.
Yeah.
You are going around doing presentations where you're referring to customers as being promiscuous, married, paramour, all these romantic terms.
Oh God.
Explain.
Look, it's relatively simple. Um, I think I take the analogy of taking a shower and a warmth of relationship and how it relates to business. So kind of drawing a parallel. So perhaps that's what it is. Think about when you go for a shower, you turn the tap on. What happens? You want a steady stream of flow, but at the same time, you want the temperature to stay ambient. You don't want the water to suddenly turn hot and cold, and then you kind of not comfortable inside having a shower. So I think the promiscuous relationship comes from the fact that the flow is not steady, and neither the temperature is steady. So if you think in commercial terms, you don't have commercial stream of income coming from these customers. So, and sometimes these customers like you. Sometimes these customers don't like you.
Sure.
So if you have got a good product, the customers will buy from you. If it's cheap, they'll buy from you. Otherwise, they might go buy from online.
Sure.
So these are the customers who you can't consider as loyal. Or if you look at customer lifetime value, it's very hard to predict the customer lifetime value, and it's really poor. And the other thing is, if you look at net promoter score, these are not necessarily your loyal customers that might bring in customers by word of mouth. So having these customers might be, a lot of energy being spent on these customers. But revenue or return is not that high. So these are the promiscuous customers. And with the advent of online, the customers go look at the stuff, look at the price, scan the barcode, and then they go and order online. So you don't want those kind of customers coming into your shop. Means you don't want to tell them to get lost, but at the same time, you really need to understand that those are the customers that are not necessarily likely to improve your bottom line.
Of course.
Then the next question is the customers where the stream is steady, but the temperature is not ambient. And you can see that as a diagram on your screen. And the example is a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Let's just take that. Let's just take that as an example. So what happens here is the relationship is not reached a level of permanency. So if it's a customer, that means the customer sometimes buys, sometimes likes the product. Sometimes it doesn't. It's not that the customer runs away, but the relationship is not complete or permanent or commitment. So customer is not committed necessarily to your product or service. And that's really relationship where I say, they're dating, they're testing out, they're trying you out, but they're not really your entrenched customer that's loyal to you, which in the net promoter score terms, you are the guru in that. In the net promoter score terms, you might just say the high net promoter score, that these customers are your voice that go out and tell other people, not necessarily reach. For you, the net promoter score should be high, and that's when we move to more permanent, marriage sort of relationship, where the flow is actually very steady and the temperature is very ambient, and it stays like that. The customers with, very entrenched customers, which actually buy regularly from you, they spend a lot of money, so there's a loyalty element to that. They're loyal to you, they're committed to you, they'll buy your product. And a lot of companies do a lot of stuff. Think about Gillette, for example. They run campaigns and people become their customers from life because they participated in some of the campaigns and they love the product and so on and so forth. There are a lot of other companies. They have got ways and means to turn the regular customers into loyal customers. So that's something that one should look at. So that's your ideal scenario. And if you have a dating type relationship, customers trying you out, you want to migrate them as your happy marriage relationship, loyal customers with increased customer lifetime value and high net promoter score.
Of course.
I'm sure you would agree with that. The ones that are promiscuous, I think you can't do much with them. So if you have let's say A, B, C, D, E class customers, they are probably a D or E class customers, which you're probably better off retiring and focusing on And I think you were telling me about, what was the book you were talking to me about?
Booked Out.
Booked Out, so yeah, that's the book. It talks about that in a much deeper sense.
Of course.
So thank you for bringing that into the discussion. And obviously the other category of customers that the relationship can be paramour type of relationship. It's like, you have a relationship, but you have a relationship outside. So it's kind of the stream is sometimes interrupted. Ambience is there.
Yes.
The warmth in the relationship is there, but it's kind of in different streams. A commercial example of that would be, let's say you are a Ford. You drive a Ford.
Yes.
You obviously have landed up a major contract. Now I might see you driving a Ferrari.
Oh.
So what happens is that Ford hasn't lost you as a customer, but Ferrari has acquired you as a customer. So your ability to buy different types of vehicle is there,
right?
And none of the business is actually losing it because of you. So everyone is winning, and so are you.
Of course.
And that is where I define it's more like a paramour type of relationship. And when I think about Coca-Cola, for example, they when they do market analysis, obviously Coke is not my customer, so I won't deeply quote them on how internally they process it, but to what I understand, it's the share of throat that they calculate. So they don't worry about how much water you drink, how much of coffee you're drinking, or whatever you're having, as long as they have a share of throat, and that share of throat is steadily increasing. And that is exactly what you have to worry about in a paramour type of relationship, that you get a steady stream of flow. You have warmth, and you don't worry about anything else that is happening outside your game. Obviously, you will not get a steady stream. You'll get a part of that steady stream, but you should not worry about it, because you get the warmth, because you get the incremental benefit of being having that customer in your portfolio. So those are definitely your good customers to keep.
Very, very cool. So key takeaway for any business: marry your customer.
I won't say marry your customer, but you have to consider having a relationship where you have a steady stream of cash flow coming in, from a customer, and the customers are spending reasonable amount of time, which obviously you'll calculate. Of course, mathematically you're the expert in that, so you calculate the customer lifetime value. So that's something we can mathematically calculate and provide it to you.
Indeed. Excellent. Thanks so much, Sam. That was really eye-opening.
Thank you.